Silas is open. Gnar is open.
Yeah.
Draven is open.
So this is the same size as game 1 and the same bans, except EDG banned Viego instead of Ari. So it's kind of interesting. LGD gets stumped so hard and they're like, nope, won't change anything. But now Silas once again picked up. And here LGD took Poppy and Renata. We'll see if they go in a similar direction. Bear in mind, they changed jungler, so that could really change jungle priority.
Do it, Asim. Do it. This would be the chattest play available. He does it. I love Asim. What a player. Gets absolutely rinsed by Viper in game number 1 and says, you know what? Anything you can do, I can do better. Locks in the Draven. Let's go, Asim.
I mean, that is alpha. That is Giga Chat if I've ever seen it, right?
That's mojo right there.
I mean, just to see what they pick it. They could take Renata with Draven if they wanted. Yeah, but it looks like they might just leave that for now and go for the Akali. So something we saw Aicho have a pretty good performance on into the Silas. Picked up a few kills in those skirmishes. Opting to go for it again. And now EDG, you know, they have to work out an answer to this Draven.
Yeah, I mean, we were kind of discussing that a little bit earlier. Like, what do you pick into this Draven? I guess EDG are going to give us an answer. If they go Aphelios Renata,
dude, if we have a flip, if they go Aphelios Renata, and then on 3 LGD lock Blitzcrank, I don't know what to say.
I don't know if I could take that.
I don't think I could. I think I'll just leave. I'll just be like, no. I'd be ready. I'm ready to see it down, right? If you're willing to run it back, flip the matchup and play it once again. But it looks like instead, EDG are going to secure that Gnar. Obviously, one of the issues with playing the Silas is it kind of makes it awkward to pick Gnar because you're giving over one of the best ults in the game. But EDG will lock it for themselves. And now, LGD, you can pick a top answer to the Gnar. You can pick a support, or you can opt to go for a jungler here. Looks like they might just run it back. And in fairness, it feels like there wasn't really too much struggles for the Sejuani in last game. Typically, Gnar is going to have the advantage in that matchup, but it kind of seemed fine. We didn't really get to focus on it, but it did okay.
It was even up to 60 CS, that's for sure. That was the one thing that we talked about with the top lane matchup in game number 1.
It didn't lose the game immediately by itself, which is more than can be said for the bot lane.
That's very true. That's very true. Braum going to be banned away from Mako here. Trying to remove defensive support. So maybe a Thresh, maybe a Tahm Kench. We all know Mako's Thresh is something to be afraid of. And remember, Mako getting close to 7,000 assists in the league. Him doing it on his Thresh, that would be really something to behold.
Yeah, that absolutely would. And Renata is going to be banned outside talk. Maybe LGD pick that up themselves, but won't be able to. Flash Tom could make sense here, as you said. And maybe EDG ban away Nautilus, I think could be a decent one. Yeah, especially with the Tom gone, I think Naut ban makes a lot of sense here for EDG. And we'll see what LGD up to go for. LGD, I think the thing that they can do, especially if Nautilus is banned, they can pick jungle on 4 and then leave counter pick for support, because I think it's so important. I said I want to see them have a lane they play around. They've got a lane to play around, right? They've got one that should come out ahead. Draven into Aphelios. Draven should be out trading in the early levels. You also want that good support matchup for yourselves. Oh, but actually Trundle's banned. So if Trundle's banned, maybe LGD just take Naut on 4, honestly.
Yeah, certainly could. Get yourself that aggressive support. The ban the Tahm Kench, as he said. And it would also give you follow-up engage right for the Sejuani. Your Sejuani's a great go button, but you need something that can get into the fight alongside a follow-up on that initial stun. And a Mumu would also tick that box. But it will be the Nautilus that you predicted in the end.
Yeah, so, you know, thought about it as an option. We did see that one obviously banned by LGD as a parent, but they go for that Nautilus. Good enough Aphelios, who's obviously not the longest range AD carry, and often if you're in range to be autoed by him, then he's in range to get ulted. So has the early pressure. Looks like EDG might go for the Poppy themselves, which works well here. A lot of dashes. You can even interrupt the Nautilus when he goes for the dredge line if they do up to take that one. And then, I mean, assuming this is almost definitely a jungle Poppy, it'll be just support here. So a lot of the options thinned out. That Thresh is still a possibility if they want to go in that direction, or could just go the Leona, which is that trade-off we saw so frequently in spring.
Yeah, certainly did. The set would be exciting. That would definitely be interesting. Not so much of a appeal support in the same way that, you know, the Braum and the Tahm Kench that were banned Felt like LGD were expecting Mako to play defensively. I don't think Mako is looking to play defensively if he's locking in set.
Yeah, this kind of looks like he's willing to go heavily into the matchup, try and challenge the Nautilus up in melee range. And what's crazy is it looks like we might just get a Wukong in the jungle role, considering, you know, we often seen Wukong, obviously less so since he got the nerf, the priority dropped, but often like a first rotation ban or early pick, and now falling all the way to last pick on red side. So okay, draft, you know, top lane, I expect Flandre to have the edge, but we didn't really see that in game one. Mid lane, I expect Scout to have that early prio, but High Chavez did pretty well. But bot lane is once again the talking point. Can LGD do what EDG did to them and stomp with the Draven? That is the pivotal question.
It certainly is. And I just want to point out that Asum is no stranger to Draven. It's his most played champion in his career, 16 competitive games on that Draven. Now, he does have a slightly negative win rate, but you know, he's been on LGD for a lot of his competitive career, so not to put too fine a point on it, but it's difficult to have a positive win rate. So we'll see how he's going to be able to perform here against Viper and Mako, one of the best bot lanes in the world, taking the very pick that Viper just beat him with. Like, regardless of what happens right now, I'm saying Asum has the right energy to be a success story. That is for sure. This guy's got my confidence. Respect.
Yeah, I mean, I think it. You know, if you go defensive again and just let them take over the game, you saw what happened in game one. I think you have to go aggressive, try make plays, see what happens, and if it backfires, well, at least you gave it a good try.
Yep, we'll see if it's going to backfire. We'll see if things are going to work out in that bottom side. But LGD definitely need to be proactive here for game number 2, right? We need to see them making things happen. We need to see them channeling resources down towards that bottom lane. Hai Chao on the Akali looked pretty good, honestly, in the previous game. Just only so much you can do in that kind of situation. Him and Quay moving down to the bottom side might just be the answer.
I think that's going to be the game plan. And I hope we saw so much action bot lane before, like so much fighting back and forth. Well, I say back and forth, it was only in EDG's favor, but a lot of fighting going down. And I kind of want to see the same in this one. Whether, you know, EDG to shut down the Draven or LGD to get the edge, that kind of has to be the protocol to make things happen. Are you ready for another wild ride, Joe?
Oh, I'm buckled in. I'm ready. It's kind of amazing, honestly. This gaming chair actually has a seatbelt to buckle me in. So, you know, that's a gaming chair diff right now.
What do they expect is going on when you're playing games? You need to legitimately be buckled in.
You literally just get a racing chair out of a racing car, seatbelt and all. Just stick it on some wheels for a gaming chair. Why not? Why not? Yeah, we'll have to see what's going to happen in this one. I feel like EDG, despite the scaling that they have in this bottom side, they're just going to play towards this Aphelios. They're going to treat this Aphelios like it's an early game champion, I reckon. Yeah, I can I can see it. And okay, lane starting off. The thing with the Nautilus into set, you have to be a little bit cautious because obviously if you get into range of the set, you can usually trade back quite heavily, as you can see. Case study right there.
Yep, case study. There you go. And particularly once set hits like level 2, when you get the stun and you have the W as well. The thing with Nautilus is like he's one of those big melee engagers, but compared to like Leona, Alistair, Set, he doesn't thrive as much like as those staying in melee. At least like in comparison. Like if you stay in melee range of a Set, he can kind of run you over. So I expect Xin Zhao to be looking for windows, but to be playing a little hesitantly, right? You can't just hook in on any opportunity because there is some threat. But Asum so far going for some heavy trades and doing what Draven should do.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, you want to be aggressive. You want to try and get that damage down because it, you know, a lot of the time it's about the all-in with the Draven, but the small trades like that can be very beneficial for Draven as well to be able to find yourself small advantages. Great hook there from Xin Zhao, but Mako has the return damage with the W. Great little Calibrum there from Viper as well. And every time these hooks come out, it feels like it's negative for Xin Zhao so far as Quay goes for an invade. Red buff not there. It's resetting. He knows exactly where Junja is.
Yeah, and the problem is because of the lack of priority mid and bot, you're not really going to get any assistance right now. Mako's trying to move, but I don't think you can contest this. You might try to steal it with a smite is the only real recourse, but LGD are ready with numbers.
Just over the wall. Is he in range of that smite right there? Spotted, smited by Quay in the end. And the Scryer's Bloom going to give vision of Junja this entire time. So denying any bottom lane play out from Junja here, making sure that Assam is safe to be aggressive, to push this lane in. And now the lane actually pushing away from EDG, playing into Assam's hand. EDG's bottom lane are going to have to be really cautious now, not to overextend and not to get caught by Jin Zhao.
And this is how they want the lane to go, is they wanted to bounce out so they're exposed to ganks, or at least be in a longer lane, so if some CC connects from Jin Zhao, he's not under tower, not putting his body on the line. That's kind of the game plan here. And, you know, Junja misses out on the red, but isn't too concerned. We'll go pick up that top scuttle and is actually going to try and steal away the opposing Krugs and make up a little bit for the lost camp.
Yeah, he's going to do his best and should be able to at least get the big Krug. I would imagine he'll finish that camp off as well as Quay doing his blue buff currently. We'll be able to close that CS gap as he starts to just clear on up. Remember, Quake not actually gone for a reset just yet. You can imagine Junja will go for his reset just after those Krugs. Or maybe he'll stay topside as Chalitza is just TP'd in. But looks like Junja will just commit to the recall.
Yeah, we'll just go for it. Want to make sure that you're on bot side in time for any potentially any plays that might come out there. Also, Dragon spawning up at a few. Don't think you'll necessarily go for it early. He's actually going up to the top side to clear those camps, so forget everything I said. Yeah. So far, I mean, it's been a pretty slow-paced game. Obviously, LGD are looking to try and get resources into this Draven. But this is the thing that can happen is that, like, obviously the first game, Viper cashed in consistently. Like, time and time again, it was like, okay, I've got a few stacks, I get some gold on repeat. When you have games where, like, the laning phase maybe isn't as explosive just because, you know, maybe LGD are struggling to find the all-ins, it comes down to, like, one kill. If Assam cashes in, he could get, like, 2,000 gold if you just keep stacking up and stacking up and stacking up. And if he doesn't cash in, you may just actually lose the game off the back of that. So it's honestly quite scary for both sides. It's kind of just like a bomb, and one side's trying to defuse it and the other's like egging it on. But we'll see how that develops in the bot lane, and obviously see how the junglers can look to influence it. Obviously Wukong, not the most impactful early jungler, like still strong, good in skirmishes, but doesn't have the same like CC tools as he does when he has his 6 available. Yeah,
exactly. Can't be the big go button for the team just yet, but already level 5. So not too far away from getting that spike. There's a hook in the bottom lane as Quay moves in. Junja's here too, though. Mako, big damage onto Assam. Flashes to safety. Now Quay, the target, slammed into the wall and turned around. Viper moves forward. One more auto will do the trick. And first blood for Viper. Now he's got red-white too as Assam chunks him out. How on earth did EDG win these?
Just felt like great juggling of the health bars. Every time someone got low, they backed away. Mako first, then Junja, then Viper at the end. So Assam did substantial damage there with that serrated dirk, such a gold efficient item, but wasn't able to find a kill, wasn't able to get a cash in. So a risky play, because if if the Draven does get that kill, it could obviously backfire, but EDG have the execution to make it work.
They somehow managed to pull it off, and Mako on this set is paying dividends, right? It feels so difficult to start the fight on him, and yet he has to be the target because there's no way that Viper is mispositioning. Take another look, because I'm sure we'll get some slow-mo here. The intricacies of what went down.
Yeah, so initially going on to Mako, not the best target. And you see he flashes away quite low, but still opts to continue the fight. And Assam then completely chunks out Junja. And then it's Viper next. And it just feels like, the health bars are being used as a resource to sort of soak damage from this Draven while never giving him the window, because he had flash still, never giving him the window to like flash and finish a kill with an auto.
No, never given that opportunity as Mako moves mid to help push this one out. Remember, Drake on the map right now. We are 7.5 minutes in. And it feels like EDG might want to try and force the issue on that one. But against the Draven, it's going to be difficult to find priority on that bottom side.
Yeah, definitely a challenge. I feel like if they win a skirmish, that can be sort of the setup to make things happen. Overall, I feel like EDG, their bot lane's got a lot better than LGD's did last time, but now LGD kind of fishing. Bear in mind, Viper's 6 now, so has that extra threat from the ultimate.
Yeah,
that they have to be wary of. But Asum has just picked up his in return. And, you know, that's something else to know is there was that change quite a while ago we always talk about. When you ult someone, if it ends up leaving them lower health than the amount of stacks you have, they just get executed, you know? So you can cash in very effectively on high stacks.
Okay, another 2v2 in the bottom side. Asum level 6. Mako needs to use that W effectively. Blast it out. And, you know, Jin Zhao and Asum going to be very happy with that trade. Positive and Mako low. And as you say, that execute could come into play. Jin Zhao going to look for another hook here. Chasing Viper and Mako out of the lane entirely.
But Junja's there. This is the volatile moment. If EDG can make this gank work and take out the Draven, it would mean everything. But you can see they're precarious about it. Mako's the one who'd have to lead the charge, and he has no flash.
Oh, Viper forces the flash out of Jin Zhao. Mako takes an axe for his trouble, but that's going to be that Quay now trying to move in on the top side. But Flandre hits him with a house and just waddles away. He's safe on this one. The Herald was taken by Quay on the top side while all this was going down. It looks like they want to find Flandre, but a good little hop dodges away. Now into the bottom lane. Jin Zhao kicked away. Asum, alone in the world, cannot find the shutdown, cannot find the cash in, and Viper gets his second kill.
That's pain. That is just pain. All those stacks gone now. And it was a very well organized play by EDG. Junja knocking away the Nautilus, the threat there, the CC potential under the tower. And then Set, one of the things he does best is those dives. Having that essentially extra health bar with the shield makes it very hard to get the turnaround kill.
It certainly does. I mean, EDG, when they're playing like this, it's just a pleasure to watch, isn't it? It's an 11 CS lead as well as 2 kills up now for Viper, winning both sides of the matchup. And it's just... I mean, for LGD, it's a tough one. For Asum, there's not really much he could have done in that situation. Got stuck underneath that tower. His support was literally battered away by Junja. And then, I mean, what more can you do in a 1v4?
What I can say is Quay probably could have insta-reset after the Herald because he has the Baron recall. It would have left Litzy in a bit of a rough spot. He's already in a rough spot, by the way. He's 40 CS down. So, wouldn't have been fun, but, like, being there in time bot lane to prevent the dive, I think, was the important thing. But unfortunately, all incoming.
In trouble here. Forced to flash, and in the meantime, 1v1 in the bottom side. Draven's meant to win these, but not against Viper. He doesn't. This man is a robot made to play League of Legends.
Beast on this Aphelios, using all of his summons, but also red-white, so good in those close-range engages. And if Asum wasn't struggling for stacks before, then he definitely is now. Top lane, hugely behind. Draven crushed out of the game. Haichao was up in farm, but I just don't think it matters at this point. And we can see a replay of how this one panned out. Asum feeling confident. You're on the Draven. You want to go for this kill. But the fact that the turret is there hitting him as well, stacked up so quickly. Not really sure what happened there. I think there was a spectator bug, but regardless, Viper able to close it out.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what the flash was. I think Viper must have dodged the ult with the flash, right? That's my assumption. Bit of a weird one on the replay, but regardless, a phenomenal play from Viper. And now LGD will at least get themselves a Drake, but that's first Drake of the game at 12 minutes. It's not exactly going to be a prevalent win condition for them anytime soon, as Viper returns to that bottom lane. 3 kills in pocket on an Aphelios. I mean, that's a difficult situation to look down the barrel of for the side of LGD. And Mako moving back into this lane. Junja hovering on the bottom side. Asum, no summoners. Jin Zhao, no flash available. This could get dicey for the LGD bottom lane.
Absolutely could. Interestingly, if Mako can connect some CC, they could just dive if they really want to, but I feel like just zoning them off is enough. And now Junja moving around the map, setting up vision. You can see Flandre already finished his Triforce in the top lane. It's kind of crazy that we saw this matchup be pretty even game 1, but just a massive disparity in the second one in the top lane.
Bit of a fight in the mid lane now is... Oh, no. Oh, no.
What else can you do but throw the thumbs up?
Yeah, that's a rough one. That's a rough one for Quay there. Well played by Junja. Oh! It's going from bad to worse. Everything, not even in the game, everything in this series that could go wrong for LGD has gone wrong for LGD. EDG are just outclassing them. And now onto Quay again. just annihilated.
It's just insult to injury. I think that's the only way you can phrase it. LGD, they're like, okay, we didn't get the ult we wanted. Cool, we'll just slam the Herald. Probably didn't even think about the fact that Poppy can just do that. Obviously, Bard, someone else who can also interrupt Heralds, but now they're looking for... Oh, goodbye.
Oh, see you later, Jin Zhao. There's another one for Viper, is Hai Chao. No energy, stuck underneath his tower here. Needs to be very cautious, because EDG are not a team that slow down when they are ahead. Viper with 4 kills at 30 minutes on Aphelios. Like, on the Draven, I can understand the crazy snowball. On Aphelios, this is not a champion that's meant to just dominate in the way that Viper is.
And again, like this top lane matchup, I just don't understand how it's gone so starkly more favor to Flandre this time, but he's just going to take the tower, actually. I think maybe might not be able to finish it off in time. But yeah, so many plates taken. Actually, the plates time out. So yeah, first tower just picked up by Flandre by himself.
Yeah, just straight up lane diff.
Yeah, straight up lane diff. You know, I think it's interesting we see like bot lane we have the flipped AD carry matchup, the top lane we have the same, and it went so differently. But yeah, top pretty rough for LGD, and bot also pretty rough. Jungle too. It's only real mid lane, and it's kind of that repeat, right? Hai Chao is like the hero for LGD, but once again, we're cut out for him.
The thing is, like you're mentioning the top lane, kind of the same matchup but going differently. Well, last time around, they only got to 60 CS before Chalitza got lane swapped into the Draven, remember?
True.
We never got to play the matchup out as much as it has in this one. And, well, Flandre, apparently when you play this matchup out, he knows how to win it. A 60 CS lead right now at 15 minutes on the clock. That is disgusting. And now Junja wants to repeat the performance of before. Sweeps the vision, but it looks like the dive not going to happen for now.
Flandre just picked up the Chempunk Chainsword now. This item's really gold efficient. It's like 2,600 gold, so very cheap to finish. But like the fact you have 2 completed items and your opponent doesn't even have 1. Oh no.
He's in so much trouble right now. The slow, they're stunned against the wall, and now the steadfast presence will stop him escaping as well as Mako moves over. Keep his verdict to keep him in place. Quake gonna try and escape, but there's a Gravitum over the wall from Viper. Beautifully done. Junja, though, actually can't 1v1 this one right now. Heal has to come out from Viper. Junja, oh, he gets his shield from his passive. That was so clutch. Oh, the Whirling Death so close as well. It's so close and yet so far for LGD. At least Aston grabs the red buff. It's a silver lining, though.
Yeah, felt a little bit disrespectful there from EDG. Just thinking, yeah, we can take the Wukong out. It's still a Wukong with Divine Sundra. Can't really play that one too close, but they managed to find the kill regardless, and they do not lose their Poppy. Heal coming in from Viper, pretty clutch. But yeah, I feel like when LGD getting a red buff, it's like, nice, you did something. Not exactly a good position to be in. And what are they supposed to do about this top lane matchup, by the way?
Yeah.
The Sedge just came from base, literally just like there, and already have to reset, and the tower's gonna go. So,
you know, last game we were saying you're looking at the scoreboard as Chalitza and going, what on earth can I do? This game, I feel like it's Hai Chao looking at the scoreboard going, I mean, it's impossible. He's 20 CS up in the mid lane. He's even in gold because Scout's been able to cash in on some of the local towns and things. Scout pulled in by Jin Zhao. Quay there as well. But Scout gonna hijack the ulti. It's enough, though, to keep the player away from this tower, which will mean Asum can finish this tier 1. So, small injection of cash into Asum's pocket there. But, I mean, it's still a, 6,000 gold lead in favor of EDG as they drop a Herald mid as well.
Yeah, they're going to be able to take this tier 1 and probably get a charge in the second tower as well. We'll see if LGD opt to do anything about this. Oh, no, actually going to stop the second charge. So that's something, but Dragon now going to be moved over to by EDG.
This is another one of those red buff things, isn't it? Oh, they stopped the second charge. Positive
good
play
job, guys.
here.
Yeah, we'll take that. Oh, any win is a win.
Look, you take what you can get at this point for LGD. They are 7,000 gold down. Or, yeah. No, 6,000. I can't count. 6,000 gold down in favor of EDG right now. And you have to believe that LGD are going to start making desperation plays, right? But maybe not, because there's a TP coming out from Flandre. This isn't their play anymore. This is Flandre's play. This is EDG's play. Jin Zhao has been caught out alone as Flandre looks to find Mega Gnar here. Knocked up by Jin Zhao, but Jin Zhao slowed by the hyper. There's a boulder onto him. The crying Amumu comes out as it's a disaster for LGD. They're trying to find plays, but in the meantime, EDG just 4v5 them, outmaneuver them, and set Scout up to pick up a tower in the side lane.
Hey, but they got T1 mid, no one died. You know, it's another one of those. Hey, it's not all bad.
Yeah. I'm gonna be totally honest with you, Dan. It is all bad. It's going disastrously for LGD. There's no sugarcoating this one. As Quay tries to make a play. I love that they're still being proactive. I will say that for LGD.
Yeah.
Like, Quay still looking for Scout. They made the play onto Scout underneath the tier 1 earlier as well. Like, I feel like they are still trying. They are still looking for avenues in this game. But EDG, they're a difficult team to punish at the best of times. Never mind when they're this far ahead of you.
Yeah, and Flandre just takes the red buff in front of Assam there.
Yeah.
Fun times. Fun times. Yeah, I feel like it's such a hard game for LGD to come back into. They have, like, dive potential, so I guess that's the theory, is you get on top of them. But I just think Scout and Flandre are so strong. LGD, you know, they keep trying, so I've got to praise them for that at least.
I feel like you're running out of things to say here.
I'm running out of things to say, dude. I'm running out of things to say. I'm struggling.
Well, Flandre's about to turn Meganar. Assam and Jin Zhao underneath the turret in the mid lane. They're actually going to start a fight onto Mako here. The Haymaker available, but Mako going to hold on to that for now as Quay moves over, drops some vision, but Junja spots him on a control ward and moves in. He's not afraid. Flandre still Mega for a second here. Just going to lob a boulder in and walk away again. As EDG feels like they're struggling to push their lead any further. Or not! As Junja just splashes over the wall. See you later, Jin Zhao. He's gone. Now a knock up onto Assam as well. Look at this team play out from Scout and Junja. Quay moves in to try and buy some space, but he answers with his life. EDG currently without a single death, and they want to keep that rolling. Viper burns them alive, and EDG turn onto the Baron for their second 20-minute Baron of this series.
Yeah, after like 20 minutes, bad time, isn't it? It's head straight over. LGD can't do anything, don't have a jungler there. And yeah, we'll get a replay of how this kicked off. Jin Zhao just slightly overstepped by being, you know, a few hundred meters away from his fountain. Unfortunately, EDG weren't happy with that one, decided to instantly punish. Some nice connection on some skill shots to chains here, pretty good from Scout, and that ult at the end from Viper, flashing forwards just to really label a home to Assam that, yeah, he's not winning this matchup.
No, he is not. Assam trying to finish a second item right now. He's got a bit of a jumble sale in his inventory, whereas on the side of Viper, already finished the Lord Doms, a pickaxe in pocket. They've got the Baron as well. It's all looking hunky-dory for the side of EDG, 9-0. And if they can keep up the team fights like this, they might just win a game without losing a single death. But Mako and Junja need to face check-in. Maybe this is the death. Maybe this is the caster curse, but Mako turns golden, tries to buy himself some time, walks away with his life. Quay dives in to turn it around, but Mako re-engages. He's down. They got a kill. But Flandre, in the meantime, alongside Scout, bodying everyone. A double, 3 kills for Scout as Flandre grabs the 4th. Haichao desperately trying to escape. He's currently deathless, and he'd love to maintain that, but the keeper's verdict keeping him whole, keeping him steady as Scout looks for the unofficial quadra, flashes forward but misses the chains. Junja goes back in. Haichao 1 HP away, but can't quite find his kill.
Very long passage of play with a chase down. Junja just charging at this poor Akali. But EDG managed to crush the fight. Will pick up an inhibitor tower for the trouble and probably just head over and grab that dragon as well. LGD, it doesn't even look close. They managed to kill Mako at least. That's something. But the amount invested to take down this support set. So they set up like a 4-man pick, fearing quite a lot onto him. The stopwatch and the W buy so much time. And then even then, look how much longer he survives. He survives to get the ult off and touch down before he eventually dies. And the cost is just massive.
He only died because he went back in. I feel like if he just keeps running, he probably lives that one, honestly. Triple for Scout as well. And this feels exactly the same as game number 1, where Viper and Gang dominate the bottom side. Viper gets all the kills early, and then you get into the fighting, and it's Scout the one cleaning people up. And there it is, boys and girls at home. The reason Mako went down there, the reason he went back in, is to make it to 7,000 total assists in the LPL. That is a monumental milestone for Mako.
Such a massive lead over Ming, who's in second, who just crossed the 5,000 threshold. Mako really showing his tenure there. So congratulations to him. Huge achievement to get, and on the back of a series where they are looking so dominant.
Yeah, I mean, he's the Master Chief right now. 117 on the scoreboard. And he's playing like it too. He is playing like it. The only kill that LGD have managed to find for themselves in this one as they start to move in. There's a ward down. High Chow just going to get locked up. Look at the damage from Scout and Viper. There is nothing High Chow can do. Asim trying to whirl these axes out, but he's slammed against the wall. And in comes the rest of the team to finish the job. Infernum across everyone. Gravitum there as well for Viper, as Jin Chao tries to escape, but will not be allowed. Down goes the mid in here. And Orcs, I think that might just be game.
Yep, and you know, at least LGD got that one kill, but don't think they'll be able to get themselves a second. No. Shut down. Maybe.
Oh, Junja walks back in to get the kill. He just slaps him with the glove and says that there is nothing you can do about it, buddy. LGD go down 19-1, and EDG, they make a statement of a series.
Yeah, just completely crushed them. And the fact that Asim, and you know, I respect it bringing out the Draven in response, but clearly showing it takes more than just a Draven pick to dominate a game. EDG stomped the series. There's no other way to spin it, no other way to explain it. They decided they wanted violence, and LGD would be on the receiving end.